The US-China trade war is heating up again. The US is raising tariffs on a wide range of Chinese goods. This new round of tariffs will make Chinese products more expensive for American consumers. The move is designed to pressure China into making trade concessions. The US wants China to buy more American goods and protect intellectual property rights. The US is also taking aim at China's global trade relationships. The Trump administration is trying to persuade other countries to reduce their economic ties with China. The US is offering incentives such as permanent tariff cuts to countries that cooperate. The goal is to isolate China economically and limit its global influence. This aggressive strategy is a major escalation in the trade war. It remains to be seen whether it will achieve the desired results. Some analysts believe that the tariffs will hurt American consumers and businesses more than they will hurt China. They argue that China has other trading partners and can find ways to circumvent the tariffs. The US is taking a calculated risk with these new tariffs. It is a high-stakes gamble that could have significant consequences for the global economy. The outcome of this latest trade battle is far from certain. China is not backing down from the challenge. Beijing has responded to the US tariffs with retaliatory tariffs of its own. China has imposed tariffs of up to 125% on a range of US goods. These tariffs will make American products more expensive for Chinese consumers. Chinese officials have condemned the US tariffs as unilateral and protectionist. They accuse the US of trying to stifle China's economic growth. China has also warned that it will take all necessary measures to protect its interests. The rhetoric from Beijing has been increasingly sharp. Chinese officials have accused the US of bullying and hypocrisy. They point out that the US has a long history of protectionist policies. China argues that it is simply trying to level the playing field. Beijing has vowed to fight back against what it sees as unfair US trade practices. China is also exploring other ways to retaliate against the US. These could include restricting access to its markets, devaluing its currency, or selling off US Treasury bonds. The trade war is creating a climate of mistrust and uncertainty between the two superpowers. The escalating trade war between the US and China is sending shockwaves through the global economy. Businesses around the world are feeling the pinch as supply chains are disrupted and costs rise. The International Monetary Fund has warned that the trade war could shave 0.5% off global GDP growth. The trade war is also fueling uncertainty and volatility in financial markets. Investors are worried about the impact of the tariffs on corporate profits and global growth. The US dollar, often seen as a safe haven during times of uncertainty, has weakened against other major currencies. Some experts warn that the trade war could have even more serious consequences. They argue that it could lead to a new Cold War between the US and China. This could have devastating consequences for the global economy and international security. The world is watching anxiously as the trade war between the US and China continues to escalate. The stakes are high and the outcome is uncertain. The trade war between the US and China is at a stalemate. Both sides have dug in their heels and are refusing to back down. The US insists that China must make concessions on trade, while China demands that the US lift its tariffs. Negotiations between the two countries have stalled. Some experts believe that the trade war could drag on for years. They argue that neither side has an incentive to back down. The US is determined to protect its economic interests, while China is equally determined to become a global economic superpower. The longer the trade war continues, the greater the risk of a major economic crisis. The tariffs are already hurting businesses and consumers in both countries. If the trade war escalates further, it could trigger a global recession. The world is holding its breath as the trade war between the US and China continues. The stakes are high, and the outcome is uncertain. The future of the global economy hangs in the balance.